Justice Society of America, issue 9. Geoff Johns writing with Mikel Janin on the art. So this is kind of continuing the recruitment of some of the younger villains that at least the Huntress knows from her future are going to be good, or can be good at least. Obviously, the timeline is all wacky now, and who knows if that future will happen. It probably won't even, and that's what makes it kind of fun. So it's a lot of that. A lot of them, we see them sort of recruiting some people at the start. Icicle, the Harley Quinn's son, stuff like that. A big part here is what's the Mr. Terrific sidekick called?
Quiz Kid.
Thank you. Quiz Kid comes in and is like, hey, Mr. Terrific, all this stuff's great and all that, but it feels like you've lost sight of what Mr. Terrific was about in the first place, which is helping the people who are forgotten. It's helping the people who are hard done by. Obviously, the world-ending threats need to be dealt with, but that's not what Mr. Terrific was about. So that was an interesting conversation. The art's really good there, as is the art of this villain being thrown off the side of a building.
Yeah, the one that was tattooed. So I will give John's credit here that maybe he knows there's big gaps, because I had forgotten that this guy had popped up until they had mentioned the tattooing of the eyes, because I remember that being teased in a previous issue.
Yeah.
So them throwing that in here, but yeah, he's being thrown off the side of the Capitol Records building in LA.
Yeah. I feel like he really cares about what he's writing here. It's just a case of the gaps are making it tough to remember things sometimes. Some of the JSA show up to deal with this. And, he's like, I wasn't going to let him hit the pavement. I was just going to let him get real close. So they're like, yeah, okay. We get some gorgeous pages here of like him running away from all the heroes here. Great 2-page layout.
He moves like Spider-Man. I'm not familiar with Harley Quinn's son, who this guy is, or even Harley Quinn for that matter. I know it was a Alan Scott Green Lantern villain. But just the way that he moves, the way that Janin draws him, it's very Spider-Man-esque. And I appreciate that. It makes him feel different.
They even comment on, like, wait, he can't fly, can he? And he can, but it's just the way he's moving gracefully through the air makes them even question it a little bit. Fun time. Eventually, Salem is able to sort of help take him down. It's actually a lightning bolt from another character, though, that eventually does actually stop him. You see it comes off page, and then all the characters look around. It's like, and he's like, don't worry, friends, he won't cause you any more trouble. And it's the Legionnaire, but what this issue actually builds up to is the reveal of who's under the mask, because they don't know, and they're questioning, can we trust them? So the end of the issue, back at the JSA headquarters, is him taking off the mask, and it's actually Mordru, of all people, who's like, hey, I get that you won't trust me very much because of all the things that, I've technically done, but
I haven't done them yet, because it's a young version of Mordru.
It's a young, clean-shaven Mordru.
A young, who's quite the looker. That's an attractive man. I do say so myself.
Because I'm like, wait, Mordru, and I had to, in my head, I was like, wait a minute.
The old dusty Legionnaire villain?
I was like, that's the guy with the beard who was doing all the Fate helmet stuff back at the start of Johnsy's JSA run, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So honestly, I was surprised we got to at the end when we did, because like all the chasing Harley Quinn son throughout the middle of the issue was a lot of pages, but it was all really gorgeous pages though, and it really sold that he was hard to catch. But it did read really quick, which is almost unfortunate when the book's like once every 3 months at the current schedule.
Yeah, so this guy, I was reminded when I looked up the Legionnaire, this guy, I thought he was he kind of looks like Pharaoh Lad, which I think is on purpose, but the reason I remembered him was he had showed up in that JSA files that they had put out, where it had listed all of the lost children and all of these new characters from, I think it was like the Golden Age special, and it had all that back matter. He was listed in there, and it was the Identity Unknown. And so when it was revealed that he's Mordru, I was kind of shocked. That said, it's very similar to some Avengers stuff, which I think John's worked on back in the day. So, which I guess is kind of cool. But
I mean, it feels like he's playing with some of the characters that he himself worked with on JSA. So just the whole idea of this time traveling tyrant of magic, and his young version wants to stop the evil future version from doing things.
you know. But yeah, yeah, like you said, I enjoy when I read this. I just knowing that I don't know when the next issue is coming out kind of sucks.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully it's next month. We'll find out if it is. But as of right now, who knows? But I mean, it is good when I read it.
Yeah.
So.
I also love the in between Power Girl and Hawkman when she catches the Harley Quinn son's guy that he dropped, and Hawkman's like, I would have dropped him, you know. And it's just little fun character flourishes from characters that Johns appreciates. So, but yeah, the art is really fantastic.
That's gorgeous. Yeah, Yanin been back on this is a sight to behold.
Yes, it is. So, but yeah, and all the stuff about the Quiz Kid and Mr. Terrific starting the Fair Play Society again. I think that's a thread that I do like because I feel like Mr. Terrific has just become like the go-to tech guy, right? Like he pops up in Flash because Wally works for him. To see someone pushing him like, hey, you're supposed to be using your talents for the greater of the world, not just superhero stuff. I like that as a reminder.
Yeah. All right. What are you giving GSA?
I'm gonna give this an 8.
Yeah, I think it's a solid 8 out of 10. I do enjoy it when I read it. It's just the gaps make it hard to remember how much I like it every time it comes back around.